So you've just bought your Grille 15, taken your brand new tank out into a battle expecting to do well, and then you get absolutely destroyed and think, how do I play this tank? Well, that's what I'm here for. So this is going to be the first video of a new series which aims to teach you how to play a certain tank, and in this video it's going to be the Grille 15. So this new beast introduced in update 2.11 proved to be a very difficult tank to play at tier 10 just because of the lack of armor it has, which means you have to use your health as a resource. So before you head into a battle, you're going to want to check that you have the correct equipment for the tank that you need to do well. The setup I've been using on my Grille 15 is the gun rammer, a binocular telescope and a camouflage net. Since the Grille 15 is an open top vehicle, that means it won't be able to fit the vents, the ventilation, so instead I've put in a binocular telescope just to help with the view range a bit. So the battle's just started. Where do you go? Well, generally in the Grille 15 you want to head for the typical tank destroyer spots, and in the new map Vineyards that just came out, this bush right here is a great spot where you can set up a little spot for shooting for when the enemies go down the alley, because you've got good view range with the binocular telescope. You're gonna stay hidden, and whatever you spot, you can instantly just shoot. And because of your great camera rating, you generally just won't get spotted in this position unless there is a tank right, like, very close to your position. So with the Grille's use of bushes, you can also use the spotting mechanics to your advantage. So when you're in a bush and you're at least 15 meters behind it, so it's not see-through when you don't aim at a tank, it means that if you shoot, you won't get spotted. But if you're, say right now I'm looking at the IS-7 here and the bush is completely see-through and I'm right next to it, I will get spotted when I shoot, because that's just how the spotting mechanics work in Blitz. So you should try to use that to your advantage in the Grille, because getting spotted could be a fatal mistake that could just get you killed. So personally, on a map like Castilla, if you're spawning on the north side, I really like using the Grille 15's amazing top speed, going to the left side here and just parking myself on this little ridge line here. So what this allows you to do is, as soon as you turn on your binoculars and camo net, you will be able to spot, and assuming your team's gone there, they'll spot things for you as well, and you can just shoot them down this firing range. So another little important tip to do when you're using these positions is, after you fired, you should always assume you are spotted, because that sixth sense light bulb doesn't appear until 3 seconds after you are spotted, and in that time any enemies already aiming in your direction can just point at you and shoot you, and you lose health for that. So always assume you're spotted, always just back off after you've shot, just in case, because it's better to be safe than sorry. So this is because the Grille 15 is the type of tank that will make the enemies stop whatever they're doing, turn and shoot you as soon as you are spotted, and you do not want that happening, considering health is your only resource in this tank. So another huge thing about the Grille 15, and something that impacts how it plays, is how team reliant it really is. So what that means is, without a good team, you are going to die, just like the Leopard 1 and other tanks with no armor. So you really have to know when to stick with your team, when to move. So for example, if you're in like a sniping position and your team's in front of you, you've spotted no enemies so far, chances are they're going to be behind you, so you should use your amazing speed and just get out of there and stick with your team. And this also just kind of applies for when your position is kind of useless. So if it was good in the early game for getting those early shots off as enemies were getting into positions, but isn't good anymore, you just move up and then you go behind your teammate, kind of use them as meat shields, and you deal damage from the second line. So another step to being successful in the Grille 15 is knowing your tank. So you have to know your tank's strengths and weaknesses. So for example, a big strength of the Grille 15 is its gun, with its .27 accuracy, which makes it the most accurate gun in the game, great aim time, a great DPM as well. It just has 5 less damage per minute than the T62A and Object 140, and that's saying something. Also, one thing I should clear up about this tank's gun specifically is that I was given a test server version in my preview video which had 750 alpha damage, and that is the exact same version of the PC, and I stated that in the video Yep, so it's been changed to 640 like I thought, but it does have much better damage per minute than the 750 damage version, which had 3.53 rounds a minute. So in general, the Grille is the most deadliest when it's in a sniping position, just like this one here, and you can just keep its gun firing at its opponents without any fear of being spotted. It's got hard cover next to it, which is very important for this tank. You just want to find any cover you can use, whether it's other tanks or just hard cover in general, and you need to use it properly. And with its .27 accuracy, it can make some insane shots that you probably never make in other tanks. Like this on the 62A went through the holes in the bridge, and it also allows for you to make some great shots on tanks that are 400 meters away, like the other T62A that I just put a massive 150mm dent into. So if you're not really interested in this tank and just want to know how to take it out, well, this is where I'll help you out too. So while the Grille 15 is very fast in a straight line with its top speed of 60 km an hour, the same can't be said about its traverse speed. It gets a 24 km an hour traverse speed, and coupled with the turret, which can't fully rotate around, it can only rotate 45 degrees to each side, it's just asking to get circled by a medium tank or just a maneuverable heavy tank. So that's the best way to take this thing out if you are forced into close combat with one of these things. And always remember to load HE as well, because this thing has no armor and you will penetrate it. Also, one more thing about loading the HE, you should only shoot it in the hull, because if you shoot it in the turret, you are going to damage the gun, you're not going to penetrate the tank because of that. So you're not going to do as much damage as you wanted to do, so just shoot the hull every single time and you will do your full HE round damage. So that was a mini guide on the Grille 15. I actually really hope that helped anyone. Tell me what you think in the comments. So leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new. Thanks for watching, and bye.